Hello and welcome to Total Training for After Effects CS5 Essentials. My name is Luisa Winters and I am an Adobe Certified Instructor for several Adobe applications, including, of course, After Effects. I am also a frequent speaker at national and international conferences. I love After Effects. It is my favorite application. Sometimes I play with it for hours at a time and I enjoy every single minute of it. The sky is the limit when it comes to creative choices using After Effects. After completing this course, you will be able to be a lot more comfortable in After Effects and to start doing some work of your own. Sooner than you think, you will be an After Effects pro. I would like to start by going over a brief introduction to some basic video concepts, followed by importing files and creating new After Effects compositions, which is where we will be doing most of our work. This first chapter will serve as an introduction to how to get started using After Effects. I would like to start by going over what a pixel is. A pixel is the smallest part in which you can divide an image. A pixel is rectangular in nature and it consists of a solid shade of color. This color is made of 3 separate colors, also known as channels. These are red, green, and blue. The combination of these channels determines all the other colors that we see in the image. In most video used today, the channels are 8 bits in depth. That refers to how many shades of each one of the channels our video is capable of reproducing. 8 bits per channel means that each channel can have up to 256 shades, which means that the combination of these will give us over 16 million colors. Each and every color that we see on the screen is comprised of a value for each one of the channels. Because our videos and graphics are displayed in monitors and these emit light, we work in an additive color world, which means that when we place all of the colors at their maximum value, we get the color white. And when we have all the colors at their minimum value, we get the color black, which really is the absence of light. This becomes apparent when we create keys and other transparencies, where black, which is the absence of light, means transparent, and white, which is all of the light at its maximum value, means opaque. Our video, like I mentioned before, is measured in pixels. A video's frame size is how many pixels it contains across by how many it contains down. So, a DVD, for example, will have a frame size of 720 pixels across by 480 pixels down. Full raster HD video will be 1920 pixels across by 1080 pixels down. There are other videos that have different frame sizes. There are frame sizes of 1440 by 1080 and others 1280 by 720, etc., etc. It is important that you know what frame size your video will need so that you can create an appropriate composition to work in. Moving video per se does not exist. We have the technology to play stills at a certain speed so that the brain can connect them, so we have the illusion of movement, but in truth, we are just playing stills. The speed at which these stills change is known as frame rate. In NTSC, which is the video that we use in the United States, the frame rate is of 29.97 frames per second. 2 other video standards used throughout the world are PAL and SECAM, both of which have a frame rate of 25 frames per second. Film goes at a frame rate of 24 frames per second. Some web videos go at 15 or even 12 frames per second. Again, it is important that you know how your video was shot and how it needs to be delivered so that you can assign a proper frame rate to your composition. The next thing that I would like to talk about is pixel aspect ratio. This refers to the mathematical ratio used to describe how the width of a pixel compares to its height. Pixel aspect ratio is important because it determines how the video is reproduced on the monitor or television. Let's take a standard DVD, for example. you could have two different types of DVDs, a 4:3 or standard screen one, and a 16:9 or widescreen one. They both have the same amount of pixels, but one image is wider than the other one. This is accomplished because the pixels themselves are not the same. The one that is wider is comprised of wider pixels. The ratio of width to height of a pixel is known as pixel aspect ratio, or PAR. Many times we will receive from a client a digital logo, picture or graphic that will be made of square pixels. If we're working in a non-square pixel environment, we might think that After Effects will not display these graphics properly. In truth, most of the time, After Effects will display the graphics correctly because it is interpreting these graphics. Let's try it with this graphic here, which is included in your lesson files. However, this lesson is not meant for you to follow along. All you need to do is sit back and watch. I need to create a composition to place this file in. We will be talking about creating new compositions in later lessons. To create a new composition, I'll go to Composition, New Composition. I'm going to choose a preset for NTSC DV and I'll click OK. All I have left to do is place this graphic in the composition. I'll just drag it to the timeline. As you can see, even though the file itself is comprised of square pixels, the composition is comprised of non-square pixels. After Effects is still displaying the graphic properly. If, by any reason, After Effects does not display the image properly, all you need to do is interpret the image and the problem will be solved. To interpret your file, select the file in the project panel. That just means click on it. And now go to File, Interpret Footage, Main, and in here you can indicate to After Effects how you would like for it to interpret your file. In this video, due to my monitor resolution, I have my Interpret Footage dialog box partially off screen. When you use the Interpret Footage dialog, you will see the OK button on the bottom of the dialog box. When you're done, just click OK.